Have you ever wondered why Disneyland is just so much better than every other theme park? Well, in today's video, I'm going to tell you exactly why I think why, so stick around. Welcome back, everybody. I am that one Disney dude, and today I'm going to talk to you about why I think Disneyland and Disney World is far above and far superior to all the other theme parks out there. I'm talking about places like Knott's Berry Farm, Great America, Six Flags, and yes, even Universal Studios. So why am I a Disney dude? Why is it that I prefer Disney over all those other parks? Well, I'm going to tell you my top 5 reasons why, and I think if you're a Disney fan like myself, I truly think you'll agree. So the number one reason why I think that Disney is superior is the story behind it, the story of Walt Disney. If you think about Knott's Berry Farm, Great America, Six Flags, Universal Studios, I don't know if there's very many people out there that know why those started, like who created them. What was the reasoning that somebody decided, you know what, let's build a theme park? Walt Disney, I think we all kind of know the story. So the story goes that one day he was in a park that had a merry-go-round, watching his kids go around while he's sitting there on a bench eating some peanuts. And he thought to himself, you know what, like, we should create a place that is fun for the entire family. Not just the kids, not just the adults, but a place that everyone would love to go to. And Walt Disney put in all the money that he had, got investors to go into this plan that everyone thought was going to fail, and in 1955 created the happiest place on earth. This place is extremely magical, and it all has to do because of the man Walt Disney himself. This man loved the park so much that he even put his apartment in Main Street. As soon as you walk through those gates, if you come underneath that tunnel, right underneath the train station, look to your left, right above the firehouse station, you're going to see exactly where Walt Disney used to live. I mean, to have your apartment inside the park shows that you must have truly cared about the place. I bet back in the day he used to come out and say hello to all the guests and his fans. And how cool would that have been? I bet he came out to say hello to his cast members. Just the fact that he was always there, I think, goes to show just how much he truly cared about the place. And not only that, he just really wanted it to be a place that was clean, that families could go to and enjoy themselves. So if you also look around Disneyland, you'll notice that there are trash cans every 20 feet apart from each other. So it's really such a clean place. There's janitors that are always walking around making sure they're cleaning up after you. You don't really see anything on the floor. If someone drops popcorn, you can do this as an experiment one day, trust me. Drop some popcorn on the ground and just count how long it's going to take for someone to come pick it up. I guarantee you within about a minute that popcorn will be swept up by a cast member. That's just the care that goes into Disneyland, where I don't think the Six Flags or Universal or Knott's or Great America put that same attention to detail that Disneyland did. So again, number one, I think it's just the story, the inspiration, the magic of Walt Disney himself. Number two, the fact that Disney was created to where you can't see the outside world is why I love Disneyland so much. Life's hard. I mean, if we kind of all think about it, like, our jobs can be hard at times. Life can be hard at times. We got bills to pay. We have, like, the stresses of life. And something that I truly love about Disneyland is that when you're inside those gates, you can't see anything else outside of the park. If you're inside, like, a Six Flags, especially a Six Flags, you can see, like, a freeway, just life. You're not really away from the world like you are in Disneyland. When you're in Disneyland, it's just, like, extremely immersive. Like, you're in a whole new place, almost like you teleported to a brand new world. And that is my number one reason, really, why Disneyland is superior to the rest. I mean, just think about when you walk through the gates of Disneyland, you're immediately on Main Street, USA. You're taken back to a time that I never got to grow up in, but I kind of wish I did, just to see what life would have been like back then. Just the old looking shops that were inspired by Walt Disney's childhood. You just immediately walk in and you're in a whole new world, and you can't see anything else outside of that world. If you cross the streets and go over to California Adventure, the same thing. You walk in and you see this old 1920s style street, Buena Vista Street to be exact. You see the Carthay Circle Theater where Snow White presented, back in the 1920s when Walt Disney made his very first full-length movie. And you're just immediately sucked into this whole new world. You are no longer in the real world. The stresses of the real world go away. You are in this brand new environment, and Disney does such a good job of making it to where you feel so sucked into that, and I love that. When I'm inside Disneyland, I've shared this before, my anxieties go away, my stress levels go away. I've been a nail biter my whole life. But when I'm inside Disneyland, that is the one time that I don't feel the need to bite my nails, because I don't have any of that anxiety that I carry around all day long. And it's because it's so immersive and you're sucked into that world that doesn't exist in the real world. It's just something that it lets your imagination run free. And if you're an adult like myself, it lets you feel like a kid again. And if you are a kid, you're having the time of your life, because it's a whole new world. On top of that, I feel like the only ride that maybe you're not sucked in that world is one that goes up really high. Like if you go to California Adventure and you get on the Pixar Pal Around, the big Ferris wheel, on those rides, of course, you can see the outside world. I mean, I just don't know how they could build something to block that out. But I mean, any other ride, you can't see anything on the outside. I'm thinking of like my time at Universal Studios and at Six Flags and Great America. I just feel like you're always hearing the freeway. You can kind of see the outside world at all times. Yeah, you're in a fun place, but it doesn't really feel like you're in a whole other place. It doesn't feel like you're on a vacation. You still can see the outside world, and you're very aware that it still exists, where inside Disneyland, it does not. And one thing that I think is extremely cool that goes to prove my point why Disney is superior is the transitions to go into each land are amazing. Like they're so, like when you transition from a land to a different land, the changes are so subtle, and all of a sudden, like boom, like you go from Adventureland to New Orleans Square, and then from New Orleans Square you can get into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. But when you're in those lands, like you can't see the land you just left. Like they do such a good job of like making this transition seem so subtle, yet like, whoa, like how did I go from a jungle to the old frontier to a whole nother planet when Star Wars, back out onto Main Street to Fantasyland? Like you can't see the other lands from the new land that you're in, if that makes any sense. And they do such a good job with this. I'll put a picture on here, but they have what's called the Matterhorn tree. If you didn't know it existed, if you are in like right in front of like Haunted Mansion ride, maybe staring directly over at Tom Sawyer's Island, there's a big tree that they actually trim it in like in a cone shape. And the reason why it's trimmed that way is because if you're standing there, it perfectly blocks out the Matterhorn, which is a ginormous mountain of a ride, and it blocks it out to where if you're walking around that part of the park, you can't see the Matterhorn. That's just how immersive it is, and how Disney truly takes the attention to detail at heart, and why I think it's so superior to all the other theme parks. If you're at Universal, don't get me wrong, I like Universal, but I just feel like the transition from lands is like pow, like right in your face. There's nothing subtle about it. Like all of a sudden you're staring at like a Simpsons land, and then like you can look down and you can see like the Jurassic Park area, and like you turn over to your right and you can just see like Hogwarts and Harry Potter land. And it's not done, in my opinion, in a way that Disney did. Now, I've seen videos of Epic Universe in Florida, and I do plan on going there in March, so maybe I'll change my mind a little bit and lean towards Universal. But for right now, I gotta say, Disney beats the other parks by a mile when it comes to being immersive and not seeing the outside world. Okay. Number 3. I just feel like Disney does such a good job with theming of rides. The only ride I'm going to eliminate from this list is Goofy's Sky School, because this is the one ride that's not going to prove my point, and it's gonna be like, dude, you're wrong, man. Like that is not the case. But here's what I mean by this. If Disney creates a ride, they go all out in the theming. Think about Indiana Jones. You literally have to walk like a half a mile through a cave, through spikes, through like skulls and skeletons that have been crushed to death. Just like you feel like you're literally walking through the movie just to get onto the ride. And then you get on the ride and it's this awesome Jeep and it's bumpy and you're seeing everything you've seen in the movie. They take ride theming to a whole nother level. Where I think that places like Universal and Six Flags, they just take a roller coaster and they're like, we'll slap Batman on this ride. Yep, that's the Batman ride. But it's like, how's that Batman? Or like, yeah, here's a roller coaster. We'll paint it red. Maybe put some like blue stripes on it and we'll call it Superman. Like, okay, so you got the colors. But like, how the heck is that Superman? Doesn't make any sense to me. The only ride at Disneyland that I feel like they did not do a good job on is Goofy's Sky School. It's a basic roller coaster that you can find at like any other theme park. They did change the theming a little bit of it to make it, like Goofy related at least. But other than that ride, just think about every ride at Disney, how well they do the theming from the line. You don't just stand inside of like chains like you do at other theme parks. I went to SeaWorld the other day, and SeaWorld, their lines suck. Like, they're just chain link fences and just like, okay. There's just nothing about it that makes you excited for the ride. Where Disney, when you're in line, that's kind of half the fun. Like, there's little interactive things to do, things to look at. Very immersive, and the theming is spot on. They don't just like make a roller coaster and be like, oh, we're gonna call that Big Hero 6. It's just not what Disney does. Disney goes all out in the ride theming, and I think that's what sets it apart from the other parks. Now, Universal's gotten a lot better at this. Don't get me wrong. So if you're a team Universal, don't get mad at me. Don't unsubscribe. Don't hate me. But I mean, think about it. I went to Universal last June, and they have the new the Velociraptor roller coaster. An amazing ride, by the way. Amazing ride. But it's a roller coaster. Yes, in the line, they do have like a video where you get to see the cast of Jurassic World, and they talk to you, and they're like, oh, beware the dinosaurs, don't let them escape. But then, like, you get on the ride, and it's like, it's fun, but nothing about the actual ride itself screams like Jurassic World. I just don't see it. And I think Disney, if they build a roller coaster or a ride, they make sure that you very much know that you're on a ride that is part of its intellectual property, that is, exactly what ride you're on, not just a roller coaster with the name slapped on it. Hope that makes sense. So that's my third reason. Number 4, I think it's just so much easier to get around Disneyland than it is other theme parks. I find myself kind of getting lost in some theme parks, and because it's not designed very well. Like in Six Flags especially, I feel like for you to like get on every ride, like you have to like go to the back of the park, and you basically have to like re-walk all that again, and then kind of go to this side of the park and then walk way to the back, and then you have to like walk past everything you did again to get to the next land. And Disney is kind of built like in a circular shape. Like, you kind of walk down the hub, like you walk down Main Street or Buena Vista Street, and then I feel like it's almost like a tire with some spokes coming out of it. So it's very circular. For you to get to each land, to me, it's just so easy. Like if you're at Disneyland, walk down Main Street, doesn't matter what direction you take, but let's say take a left. All of a sudden you're in Adventureland, that loops around into Frontierland. That eventually wraps around into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. That eventually wraps around into Adventureland. I'm sorry, not Adventureland, Fantasyland. And then that eventually turns into Tomorrowland. And eventually, boom, you're right back on Main Street again. I just think it's extremely easy to get around the park because you can kind of go in a circular motion. You're not having to walk past certain things and then come back. It just, Disney really designed their parks in a way that's so much easier to get around, and that is my fourth reason why I truly like Disney over all the other guys. And my fifth and final reason why I am all about Team Disney, I am that one Disney dude after all, but the number 5 reason is the characters, the character interactions. I mean, I think Disney's just so well known, and I love that they have characters kind of roaming around at Disneyland. You can see them on Main Street. You've got your typical, your Fab Five with your Mickeys and Minnies and Donalds and Goofies. You got all them, but you can also meet people like Sully and Mike Wazowski and Carl from Up and the cast of Inside Out, and there's The Incredibles. Characters are kind of all over the place, and they're just like, I don't know, the way they greet the customers and us guests in the park is just so much more like personal and one-on-one, and I think the character interactions are way superior to any other park. Plus, I just feel like everybody knows Disney characters. Like, I'm thinking about other theme parks, and I'm thinking like Six Flags. Their characters are Looney Tunes. And don't get me wrong, I grew up on Looney Tunes, but I just wonder if today's kids know anything about Looney Tunes. Do they know who Bugs Bunny is? Like, I don't know if they do. I don't think they care. So if they go to Six Flags, I just don't think anybody's hopping in line to go see characters like they are at Disneyland. Over at Knott's Berry Farm, they got Peanuts characters like Snoopy, Charlie Brown. Again, characters that I grew up on. I love them. But do today's kids know anything about the Peanuts characters? Do they care? I don't think they do. So I just don't feel like people are lining up to go see Snoopy. Universal, they're better than the other ones, don't get me wrong. But I feel like most characters at Universal are face characters. And I don't typically care too much for face characters. So what is a face character? A face character is someone that doesn't wear a mask. They hire an actor to play that person. And I just feel like that is so much harder to do than just put like, a Mickey head on somebody. Not trying to ruin the magic for anybody, but I just feel like if you go to Universal, you're going to meet people like Doc Brown from Back to the Future. That's my favorite movie of all time. But the fact that it's a face character, it's very clear that it's not, Christopher Lloyd. It's not the actual actor from the movie. You're gonna meet the cast of Scooby-Doo, and again, they're face characters. Like, I grew up loving Scooby-Doo, but to me, it's just, I don't know, a little different than it is meeting a character at Disneyland. I don't even typically like the characters. Like the face characters at Disneyland. I've never really cared too much for like the princesses and stuff, just because, I don't know. They just depends on who they hire to be the actor or actress for that. But I just feel like all the characters, not all the characters, most of the characters at Universal are face characters. And I don't know. I just feel like it's so obvious that it's not the real person from the movie. It's just kind of hard to buy into it, in my opinion. And the magic isn't quite there like it is with the characters over at Disneyland. Hope that makes sense. So anyways, let me know in the comments if you agree with me or you disagree. Are you all about the other theme parks? Are you screaming right now at your phone or TV or laptop saying, dude, Sean, you're tripping, man. Universal's way superior. Cool, let me know in the comments why. I would love to have that conversation with you. I'm just all about Team Disney. I just think that they are superior. Do I think they need to step up their game a little bit because Universal's coming at them? Yes, I do. But I'm always going to be Team Disney. It's just my childhood was there. I think that they're superior in so many ways. And anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate those that are sticking around with me. I love doing this. Please hit that like button, subscribe, share the videos, help my channel grow a little bit. I would greatly appreciate that. And until next time, I'm that one Disney dude, and I'll see you around. Bye.